A new season is upon us, and with that, welcome to Season 4 of 2025 here at the Clio SoF League. We start the season in Oulton Park. It's a classic for the SoF, and we have a few things we have to talk about. First, we have a new championship scoring system, but more on that after the race. We also have a new SoF record to start off the season. 93 drivers will participate, which means for the first time in Clio SoF history we have 5 splits, and to top it off we have replays of all 5 splits. A new record, simply amazing. Let's take a look at the final standings of last season before we focus on other stuff. Miguel Freitas is our reigning champion, 370 points in front of Dylan da Costa and Muhammad El Hariri. 6 drivers have gotten to 200 points. Again, we have a new scoring system for this season, so new numbers to get used to. But these were the top 15 of last season. And if we take a look at the last results here in Oulton Park from the top split, Miguel Freitas won that race in front of Muhammad El Hariri, Rui Teixeira, Kevin Anfield and John Cook, finishing out the top 5. That was last season in week 4 of season 3 of 2025, which is also available in the playlist for last season here on this channel as well. And now let's focus a little bit on Oulton Park itself. We are driving the Foster's layout, which is 2.67 kilometers long. We can expect 14 laps in this race, and the podium, like we just mentioned, Freitas, El Hariri and Rui Teixeira. And before we take a look at the starting grid, let's look at some key points of this track, of this layout to be more specific, starting with turn 1. What is the danger here? Danger is maybe a bit overblown, but to the outside you want to use enough space, but it is incident prone in terms of getting a so-called 1x for an off track. So turn 1 can deliver on that to give you a few incident points across the race. And remember, 17 of those points are causing you to have a disqualification. Then probably the key point of the track. After the cascades coming down here, you see the curb there for this right-hander. That curb will be interesting. Why? You can cut that curb. You can slightly cut it, which is the fastest way, but it's a thin margin. A few centimeters too much to the right, and you get a slowdown penalty, which we could see this race when suddenly one driver slows down. We can assume he was too eager there. We probably will see people jump over the curb, especially in the lower splits, and we will see drivers that will try to attack this cut, drivers that will not try it, drivers that will try it and go flying with that curb. So this will be interesting. Then you have, but it is so important because you take so much momentum out of this corner onto the back straight, heading to this double hander here. And this double hander also has, especially at the exit, a tendency to give you a 1x if you get too far to the outside. But long straight, considered long for a 2.7 kilometer race track, that double hander, but it sets you up perfectly for the next straight, which brings you already to the final corner of the track. It's a bit tricky, but as the final corner of the track, maybe also good opportunities for overtaking until it goes back up towards the start finish line. We have quite a bit of elevation changes here in Oulton Park, so it will be interesting to see. So these are the key points of Oulton Park Fosters. We have talked about them, and now we will take a look at the starting grid to see how qualifying went, and then we will be back for the first race of the season. I cannot wait. So, we now know our starting grid, and the new season is shortly about to begin. The red lights are on, and ladies and gentlemen, season 4. Oh, big jump start by Gilberto Struck. Big jump start. This is a horrible beginning for the Brazilian. I mean, he is now leading for a few moments, but that is one big jump start. We have to talk about a few things, but now let's focus on the first lap. And already the first super wide car, as I mentioned early on, and the big contact of the season, the first big contact of the season. This is Muhammad El Hariri, P2 last season, not so sure about this time. Stephen Hurd to the outside there, also in the grass, and Oliver Heron fighting against Samir Kadura, the person who won the first ever Clio SoF league race in Sebring back in the day. Woo! Okay. So we had a big incident, we had a big jump start. Oh brother, the new season has begun, but like I said, turn one, it is prone to get you an off track, especially when you fight someone, and case in point, bam, there it was. Like I said, we have to talk about a few things. Number one, that I have to say the technical issues with iRacing at the moment. You see that Dylan da Costa has not started the race, and that is due to iRacing crashing for him. Not good. Many people had troubles with crashing iRacing, and unlucky for Dylan, he was not able to participate in this race as a result. Number two, I can already tell you, we won't have the usual post-race thing where we wait for everyone to arrive over the finish line, because the replay will be cut. It will be ending rather quickly after the person who sent me the replay left the session. So we have to take in mind that, so when the replay after the race suddenly stops and I'm still talking, this is fully to be expected. But now we focus on the race. Miguel Freitas, our championship winner from last season, he is leading. Raul Hernando in P2 and Kevin Anfield in P3. Last time he was in P4. So, Oulton Park, a hunting ground for Kevin Anfield? I don't know, maybe. This is Andy Oakley chasing James Lazark-Smith, who is behind Josip Barilla. Josip Barilla was a driver we have seen a lot in Season 2. Not so much in Season 3, so great to have him back here for the start of Season 4. Cedric Gebrat. This is P4, he is chasing Kevin Anfield, who got a bit wide there. Like I said, the chances for off-tracks there are big. And Lazark-Smith, Andy Oakley, Josip Barilla, who lost 2 positions, and I assume that was part of a slowdown. We also talked about this in the pre-race show, so to speak. Sadly, in the replays, you don't see flags like the meatball the black flag or the time penalty flag. Otherwise we would have it a bit easier, but they are sadly not saved in the replay data from iRacing. So we have assumed when a driver suddenly goes slow that he has... Ooh, Andreas Katz. That was a bit too much. A new name. I'm not familiar with Andreas. Now it is his first SoF race. Roman Peschke, he is back in action. He had a injury, I believe it was an Achilles injury, correct me if I'm wrong. And now he is back. He started from P18, now in P12, and he is chasing Oliver Heron, who makes his life a bit difficult for the former SoF champion of season 1 of 2025. He has his work cut out. There was a slow car. This was Gilberto. His race was over after that huge jump start. Unlucky because his pace was great. Roman Peschke losing the car a bit and taking the curb. Yeah, also we talked about this as well. You can take the curb. It is the fastest to get slightly inside of that curb, but like I said, not too much, or else you get a slowdown penalty, and this costs you. Can we also talk about the fact that not only is it the biggest grid in the history of the SoF, but take a look to the left of the screen, Oliver Heron defending hard. The SoF number 4,994. This is the highest SoF field strength in the history of the Clio SoF. Almost 5,000. One minor thing that is also new is at the very top, the lap counter. It works, but it is based on the person we are currently watching. In our case, this is Muhammad El Hariri. He is in lap 5 because he's a lap down. We just saw Cedric Gibbert was on lap 6. So yeah, a tough start to the season for Gilberto, Muhammad and Dylan. For 3 completely... Oliver Heron is defending like... Whoo! As if life depends on it. This is... And... Oh, this is Josip Barla going super wide, messing up the corner. And no longer P7, it is for the driver driving under the Croatian flag. Let me double check. I don't want to say anything stupid. I'm pretty sure it is the case. Yes, it is the case. Andy Oakley and Samir Kadura. That is for P8, and Roman Peschke still behind Oliver Heron, who defends and defends and defends his P10. There we have it, Samir Kadura. Like I said, he won the first ever Clio SoF League race in history. So, welcome back. And now Roman has a chance. Side by side to the inside. And they touch. Oliver Heron is not giving anything. This is Samir Kadura and Stephen Hurt. We saw flashing lights. We have not really seen why, and Roman Peschke is past. But he goes wide. This is a off track, and this gives Oliver Heron the chance to come back. Right behind them is Piotr. I should have took a look at my notes because Marcin Rejewski, who is in split 3, always writes me how to pronounce the names, and I should have known it, but it's Piotr. For this race, it's just Piotr. I have to take a look at my notes. Stephen Hurt getting past for P8. We have not seen it, but we have seen a change in the standing tables, and Oliver Heron and Roman Pershke still side by side, while we focus on a different pack of drivers. This is around P5, Cedric Gibbert, Rui Teixeira in P4, who got past Cedric at some point. Kevin Anfield has a bit of a gap, but nothing to be too sure about. And Pershke is finally through this time. No mistake in the final corner. That gives Oliver Heron a good chance. Now we are in dive bomb territory. I hope this does not happen. Gebrat chasing Teixeira for P4 to the inside. That could have been too much. That could have been too much in terms of getting a slowdown. Maybe. Ooh. Lazark Smith and Cedric Gibbert. Ay. That was too dangerous. Whew. This could have ended more ugly than it did. Not gonna lie, I don't know what I was seeing. I was seeing a lot. But, I think this is a F this, I'm out. Yep. We have to take a look at the incident after the race at the end of the video for the highlights. Lap 10, 4.5 minutes. JB Masida and Sean Khan. This is for P12. In front of them is Piotr. And Oliver Heron still chasing Roman Pershke. Let's take a look at the standings. Miguel Freitas 1.5 seconds in front of Raul Hernando. Kevin Anfield P3, 1.2 seconds behind him. Rui Teixeira P4 and James Lazark Smith, who had this touchy moment with Cedric Gibbert. Masida to the inside. I was just looking up my notes because it bothered me that I forgot how to pronounce Piotr's name. I'm sorry. Aye. Usually I'm prepared for these things, but I was looking at the name and I was like, damn, I can't remember. I completely blanked. So for this race it's Piotr. But 3 more minutes. And if we take a look at the minimap at the top right, there is a big gap between P5 and P6. So, gentlemen in the top 5, you have a good result waiting for you. Don't blow it. Then 6, 7, 8 are pretty close together. 0.3, 0.4, then a bit of a gap to Roman Pershke. Also interesting is Masida, Piotr and Sean Khan. Lazark Smith, can he get one more position? Maybe. Jigilevsky. I think it's Jigilevsky. Yeah, I took a look at this because it bothered me so much. But now let's focus on the finishing stages of the race. 2 more minutes, less than 2 minutes. Stephen Hurd, he has won a race last season. He is in P7, right between Andy Oakley, who had Not as nice of an exit there for the final corner. This could give Stephen Hurd an opportunity. He goes to the outside. They are side by side, but Andy Oakley has the advantage of being on the inside. They touch a little bit, but Stephen Hurd gets past. But wait. Samir Kadura, does he try funky stuff there? Gaining 2 positions at once to the inside, and he does! Would you look at this? Amazing! Amazing! And now Roman Preške also in this. Oh, I forgot to deactivate the chat! Alright, right, new UI with iRacing, I completely forgot. But so far we had a pretty civil chat, so I'm lucky that we have not heard anything nasty. Or I completely missed it. Either way, we are now in the final lap of the race. Lap 14. Roman Preške attacking Andy Oakley. This could be for P8. I mean, it is for P8. He has a good positioning, and I think the former champ gets it done. Alrighty, nice comeback drive from 18 to 8. I mean, yeah, a lot of things have happened, but still, good comeback drive for the former champion. Meanwhile, the top 5, they are looking pretty settled. But this ain't it. Stephen Hurd still a chance for P6. Shang Kang got past JB Masida, and Miguel Freitas wins another one. Congratulations! And like I said, our replay is about to end rather shortly, sadly. So let's enjoy what we have. We have the top 5. We have Samir Kadura, Stephen Hurd, and ooh, that was close between Roman and Andy Oakley. And there it is. Our replay ends with okay, almost everyone crossing the finish line. Okay, good. So we take a look at the finishing positions to the left this time. From Kevin Anfield down to Gilberto with Miguel Freitas of... Okay, no, we don't look at this. I was just... Wait, Kevin didn't win the race. Of course, Miguel Freitas did, but... Yeah. I have to think about how we will do this, and we'll be right back for the standings. Okay, because our replay ended shorter than expected, we use ClioSoF.com, link is in the description, to take a look at how this race ended here at Oulton Park. And yeah, Freitas, Hernando, Anfield, Teixeira, Lazak, Smith, Kadura, Hurd, Preške, Oakley and Oliver Heron were the top 10 of this race. 19 drivers were in this race. On paper, like I mentioned during the race, the connection issues iRacing have with its latest update sadly cost us Dylan da Costa, and I believe he won't be the only one across the 5 splits we will have to take a look. Speaking of taking a look, there were quite a few incidents. We have seen a few. We have 13 for Masida, 12 for Heron, 13 for Preške, 116 total, 6.1 on average. One clean race, that looks good, and then you see, oh, that's Dylan who did not start. So we will see how the other splits went. And now to the standings. First, the split standings, they are the same. It's race 1, week 1, so we just basically saw the standings, but now with the points, so we don't focus too much on them. But I mentioned the overall championship system has changed, and it indeed has, because without spoilering, We have points for the top 60 now. It doesn't plateau at 25 anymore. ClioSoF.com uses a new point system for 60 people in mind, which we already broke here for week 1 at Oulton Park. But I still believe, especially with the paid tracks during the season, we will see the full impact of this new point system. So yeah, will be interesting to see how splits 2, 3 and 4 will be affected during the season as a result. But since this is week 1, we don't have to talk a lot about the championship yet. We have seen everything we need, and now we take a look at the highlights of the race. And tomorrow split 2 and split 3 and split 4 and split 5, they are all following. Lot of work to do, but the Clio SoF is back with a new season and I am hyped, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. But now let's leave it for some highlights. Goodbye.